So Toe Jam is asking me, where the heck are we? Where did Gwen get us into? She found us a quiet place, but where is it? Where is this, Gwen?
We're in South Pass, Wyoming.
So South Pass was used by indigenous peoples going back to the dawn of humanity before there was anything recorded as the only way over the Continental Divide that wasn't the hard way. From 1812 to 1868, this country that ends at the end of Wind River Mountains provided the only passage through the rock mountain barrier of the Continental Divide for some 500,000 Americans traveling west. Through this great South Pass came the mountain men, the fur trappers and traders, the explorers, the missionaries, pioneers in covered wagons. And they were going along the Oregon, the California, and the Mormon trails. But they came through here. Gold was discovered in Willow Creek, not far from here. And the gold rush was on. By 1869, more than 30 mines were in operation, and some 3,000 people populated this area. The instant towns of South Pass City, Atlantic City, and Miners Delight were wide open and ready for business. Let's go see South Pass City. It's pretty cool. So, first, to gain your interest, check out this mine. This is the Carissa Mine. And little did I know that they give tours at 2 p.m. which is what the crowd of people over there is. But it's now 3:20 and they're still in that tour. So Gwen, my tour guide, is going to give us a tour of this sign here.
Yes, the Carissa Mine, cycle of boom and bust. Thousands rushed to the South Pass area following the find of substantial gold deposits at the Carissa Mine in 1867. As the boom gained steam, the Carissa sat at the center of mining development, serving as the primary economic force for South Pass City. Eventually, the gold played out and the Carissa mining technology reached its limit. As a result, the Carissa closed, contributing to the gold bust and the decline of South Pass City in the 1870s. Modern advances in mining technology and an influx of new money made it possible for the Carissa to reopen in the early 1900s, bringing with it a renewed boom. A large project that modernized the Carissa during the winter of 1928 through 29 created additional facilities that were both newly built and moved to the site. The Carissa continued to open and close with new owners, new money, fluctuating gold prices, and new technologies. It closed for the last time in 1949, and the state of Wyoming acquired it in 2003, designating it a historic site.
Very good. How much do I tip you? Emigrant travelers on their way west likely discovered small amounts of gold in the 1840s, but it took until 1868 for the first mining claims to be staked. Word of the new gold rush spread, and the summer of 1868 brought an influx of people from every corner of the globe to partake in the bonanza. And as Gwen and I have discovered, miners would go from one camp to the next. What they mean by partake in the bonanza is that it's now or never, people. Get here, get the gold, get gone, because mining gold never lasts. A torrent of mining activity followed for the next several years. In 1869, South Pass City, with perhaps 3,000 people, was Wyoming Territory's second largest town. Every boom ends, as I stated, and by the early 1870s, the local mining districts, collectively known as the Sweetwater Mines, had passed their zenith. Remember, there were like 30 of them. A small handful of hardy hangers-on remained in South Pass City through the years. Later, booms, fueled by outside investment capital, kept the embers of civilized living and a connection with the larger world aglow. Today, South Pass City is among Wyoming's smallest continuously inhabited towns and is also home to its largest state historic site. Heading into South Pass City, I have to share the sign to the city. It's right here. The population is 4 people, roughly 3 cats, approximately 3 dogs. I love a city with a sense of humor. Elevation, 7,950 feet. Cool. Wyoming's first Masonic Lodge. We gotta pay our admission and go into the ghost town. So Gwen and I discovered this town together sometime around, I don't know, 2018, 2019. We got here after 5. The shop was just closing. We didn't have to pay admission, and we had the whole town to ourselves. We don't this time, but please forgive that it's not exactly a quiet place. We hope you enjoy it anyway. So we paid our dues at the dance hall, $8 per adult. We got a hat and ice cream as we head into this no horse town. Oh, we can go in. Tibble's Cabin.
I'm sorry.
You're fine. No, you're not allowed to look. You can look. You're supposed to be the tour guide, actually. This building here was the butcher shop, owned by William Carr. I don't know if we can... Oh, it's not open. You know, you could buy a side of beef, rack of lamb, sit out on these modern picnic tables and enjoy. You heard that bird laughing? Gwen laughed, and then a bird laughed. What's this store? I'm guessing it's a store. What's this store, Gwen?
Sherlock Company Store.
Oh, hang up. I found your ruin. No, that's not the ruins. That's not the ruins. Never mind. Okay, you're saying what again? Smith?
Smith Sherlock Company Store.
And you guys thought I knew this by heart. She's reading it. Let's go see this store. I heard Amazon put it out of business. Oh, cool. It's all the way open, too. There's a person there. So this is Shay, and Gwen asked what this is for, and Shay is going to show us. I guessed it was a grinder, but I wasn't really sure what.
Oh, it's smells good.
Now, Gwen likes her coffee fresh. This isn't 150 years old, is it?
It's not.
Okay, good. Oh, we got to get one of these.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It is so much cooler than that little tiny one we have.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. And there it is. Freshly ground coffee from 150-year-old beans. No, I can't back that up. That's not true at all. Oh, we came here to check for unclaimed mail, too. Well, we're not on the board, so we must not have any unclaimed mail. So the store doubled also as the post office, huh?
Yep.
Okay. And what is that? Looks like buckshot.
Yeah. Yep.
For making your own bullets.
Yep.
Cool. Well, thank you.
Yeah, so we'll enjoy that tomorrow morning.
So this was the Haughton Cotter store.
Mercantile business.
A mercantile business. Established during the 1868 gold rush, it operated only for a few years. The store was near the very center of a diverse business district. The store has lots of many reincarnations. James Smith operated a store here. When he and his wife Janet Sherlock Smith established their store that we were just in, this building was used as a warehouse. Today it's an interpretive mining center. Okay, not the store I was expecting. A gold watch. Belonged to Anna Smith Tibbles. This is all stuff from the Tibbles cabin. Gold scales. Probably the most important tool in town. Next to the pick. The assay office. The office that you hoped you had something to bring to. I found a shiny. How much is this worth? All about prospecting, including, and here's the book you wish you all wrote, The Prospector's Handbook, copyright 1895. I'll bet those sold well. Wait, Gwen, we have gold. This is a stamp mill. Well, shrunk down like a lot. And this is why gold mining towns would not be a quiet place back in the day. They would crush the rock that poured in from the top, crushed it to little bitty pieces, and then filtered it out. A stamp head called a shoe and a battery box called a die. Makes sense.
Look how cute.
Aww. Fly thrown in for scale. So this shows 4 stamp mills and a whole bunch of separating beds.
And a cute little guy with a barrel of
Yes. And that's the kind of thing that we saw in Leadville, where they would... Okay, so in Leadville, maybe I was wrong. They weren't sorting it downwards. Maybe in Leadville, they were bringing the material up and then putting it on the carts and then dumping it off.
Seems like a lot of work to bring the material up.
Oh, funny. Nobody counteracted me in the comment section of the Leadville video that I was wrong, so maybe I wasn't. Here's the Amazon order directory. Maybe it's the wish list. Carissa Mine manager Barney and Tibbles kept detailed records on labor and materials used to develop the mine. I'm sure he did. You'd have to.
They always had beautiful cursive handwriting.
That would be known as an 1800 spreadsheet. And here we are in the dark. I hope you all find this interesting. We do. This is our history of America right here, people. Not the entire history, but this is where we got all our money from as a country. They're talking about blasting walls here. putting dynamite in a wall, blasting it out, looking for what's behind the wall. Oh, a gun. Okay, not a gun. Can I still say gun in a YouTube video? Is that a thing, or are we all offended by that now? Oh, another gun. I mean, mining tool, mining drill.
Meager rations.
Lunchtime. A pickle. A chicken wing. You're not worthy of a chicken leg. You get a wing. No, that's the original KFC basket right there. They used to come in metal. Now you just get them in cardboard. But you had to eat your meal by candlelight because you're in a mine.
They had metal soles on their shoes used to protect feet in underground mining.
Well, yeah, leather wouldn't cut it. Well, rocks would cut leather, like paper, rock, scissors. Metal shoes. The invention of the steel-toed boot shank. So this concrete front building, the concrete was added in 1940 to help shore up the place, but it was built in 1868 and it was known as the Cave because this is where the town kept their perishables, primarily food and liquor, primarily liquor most likely, knowing humans as well as I do. This was the front room and this was the storeroom. This room was also used to protect the town during Indian raids, as you can see from that door that locks from the outside. Okay. Put the gunned men in front and put the women and children behind the door that locks from the outside. Okay then.
Scary.
Yeah, we're gonna lock you kids in here, okay? It's for your safety. Always doing things
It's nice and
for
cool.
everyone else's safety. It is nice and cool in here. So in the 1940s, when there were automobiles, they used this to store fuel for the automobiles, as well as whiskey. I'm going to guess it probably stored more whiskey than fuel. Why do we keep that building? Because it stores our fuel, wife. Our fuel. Whose window am I peeking into? Tell me, Gwen, whose window did I just peek into?
John and Lida Sherlock's house.
John and Lida Sherlock?
Yep.
Didn't they run the store?
Possibly. They were newlyweds.
Oh, very well off newlyweds by the chandelier.
It's been expanded and remodeled several times.
Oh, yes. To include the Hammond organ. Is that Hammond? I don't know. I don't see a name brand. It's hard to see through the glass. My grandfather would have loved that clock. I had a camera just like that, 1930s camera. And that must be their photo on the wall. A handsome couple.
That's what they call that.
That's what they call that. A handsome couple. If you look really closely, you can see crawling out of the hole there some prairie doggies. Little baby prairie doggies. Hi, little baby prairie doggies. You gonna be on the camera? Nope. Oh, there's one. There's another one. You probably can't see them. They're probably mostly tame because of all the people that are used to around here. I'm gonna get a picture of that baby prairie dog. So you see the tall grass, the cabin, the outhouse. You'll see the photo. I'm just inspired to take the photo of this because it's beautiful to my cameraman eye. And I'll put the photo right there. If we waited about 2 hours, the light would be perfect to get a million photos right here. Overlooking the town. The Wolverine Mine. Are there wolverines in it? Or were they mining wolverines?
This historical mine tunnel entrance, or adit, was driven in search of paying ore. Known as the Wolverine Mine, it never produced a substantial quantity of gold and was soon abandoned. The exhibit allows visitors to enter a short tunnel and experience the dark, enclosed atmosphere typical of a local gold mine.
Wow, they were totally right. I don't see any gold in here. And soon, I won't see anything in here. Hello? Any ghosts in here? I don't think so. Ah! Say that again.
William Reniker and his son Fred lived in this cabin.
And so Bill was a Civil War veteran?
Yes.
Oh. No way. The bananas have kept all this time. There's a gun on the bed. I don't know what the flies are eating, but you.
The site of Esther Morris.
First woman justice of the peace in the world. In the world. February 14th, Valentine's Day, 1870. Author with William H. Bright of the first equal suffrage law, December 10th, 1869. Esther Morris. Controversy exists concerning Esther Morris and women's suffrage. Well, of course, every great person that steps up is pushed down. In 1869, the legislature passed, and Governor Campbell signed a women's suffrage bill, authored by William Bright, a South Pass City resident. As a result, Wyoming became the first territory or state to allow women the right to vote. For 8 months in 1870, Esther Morris served as South Pass City's Justice of the Peace, making her the nation's first woman judge. After her death in 1901, some historians claim that Mrs. Morris had helped Bright write the suffrage bill. Believing this theory, the Historical Landmarks Commission dedicated the adjacent marker in 1939 on the former location of the Morris family's 5-room cabin. However, recent studies indicate that Bright was the only author of the suffrage bill, although he may have received some urging from his wife Julia and some help from Edward Lee, Secretary of the Territory. Morris probably held court in the county building near the center of town. Today, Esther Morris is recognized as the nation's first female Justice of the Peace. The monument and the nearby 1870 period cabin honor Mrs. Morris, who exemplified the spirit of frontier women. Gosh darn it, you just read all this and now you know that you're supposed to be allowed to vote. I'm surprised you're not mad at me. My bigger question is, does voting actually matter? Or are there powers that be that can move the numbers around any which way they want to? But look, a printing press. So this is a printer shop for a newspaper, but it was a cabin for Esther Morris. Okay, well, you got to put the printing press someplace, I reckon.
No, this is E.A. Slack's cabin. Him. It's his cabin.
Well, that's confusing to my little brain. Looks more like a print shop to me, and they're all talking about Esther Morris. Oh well, accept the things you cannot change. Didn't that just say home and office site of Esther Hobart Morris?
Probably right here.
Probably right here, says Gwen. Clouding over. The 87-degree temperature just fell to about 82. Let's head back into town.
Okay.
We're going to town. That door just moved. It's haunted. Any guesses what this is? It's a blacksmith shop. You guessed it. I knew you would. Ladies and gentlemen, the first hula hoop. Actually, that'd be a wagon wheel. That'd be a pretty big wagon wheel, though. Yep, that's the first Michelin Trail Max right there. Actually, Trail Max made by Dunlap. The first Dunlap Trail Max tire right there. And it doesn't lap. See? No lap. That's a railroad brake. Or railroad switch. I'm guessing brake.
Giant billow.
Bellows? Yep, that's what you need to keep a roaring fire. And a very young guy that doesn't mind sweating to death, pump it. A tool for every job. So Gwen says it was built from a house that they moved from one spot and a storefront that they took from another spot. So that would make it a hodgepodge garage. It's like the only time in history I could put those words together. So this might be the W.C. Irwin Store. If you're in the mood to buy some paintings or photos. Yeah, photos. And they're not for sale. But they are actual photos. I hope the person that took the photos is long gone, so there's no copyright. Yeah, some of these were taken in 1903. Which only makes them 120 years old. Math much, Marshall? A door. Very important. Now, if we weren't so close to closing time, I would spend more time looking at these wonderful photos. Look, I think it's the building that we are now in. Right there, isn't it? Huh. Anna Smith Tibbles. The wonderful thing about Tibbles are wonderful things. Well, they're wonderful people, too. South past hotel and restaurant. Hey Gwen, we can book a room. That mattress looks comfortable.
I'm sure it doesn't. Yeah, a nice bubble in the middle.
Might still have somebody in it. Very decorative walls. Let's see if they have any messages for me at the front desk. Gwen knows something about front desk. She has worked many a hotel front desk in her 20s. Doggone it, Gwen, now I'm craving pie. Darn my American diet. Oh, look. Look at all the food over there on the table. If I can get past the glare. What do they got over there? They got bread, corn on the cob. Well, it's a hotel after all. They may not have had McDonald's, but they ate better. Biscuits, baked potatoes. Ooh, where do you go to get a meal like that? Home. That's the only place you can go. I think. Denny's comes close.
Let's go upstairs.
Ooh, you hear that, guys? My wife said, let's go upstairs. You know what that means? It means we're walking up some stairs.
You go first.
Okay. Oh, she wants me to trip and fall first. It's a setup. I knew it.
Didn't want you filming my butt as I went up.
Darn, there went that opportunity. Here at the Motel 6, we'll leave the candlelight on for you. Oh, somebody had room service. This must have been a suite. There's the bathroom right there on the floor. Hey, maybe they knew something we didn't. You didn't really have to get far out of bed. Ah, I'm not sure what that is. I think it's a hat. Something furry. There's a nice room. The doctor's room has a doctor's bag. Chest of drawers. You don't see that very often. Creepy. Tell me, Gwen, what's creepy about this room? Picture yourself laying on the bed, staring up at the wall.
The child on the wall?
And there's a creepy child photo staring at you while you're in your bed. Darn it, I ordered the lady in red to come by and visit tonight, too.
This guy was partying all night.
Yeah. I guess he was missing everything that the sounds of this room was providing. Now I'm just making stuff up.
I wonder why they put the bed so far down to the ground.
Easier to get up and out of? I don't know. People were lighter back then. I think we saw this one. Yep. One more building, I think, besides the one over there that didn't have anything to it. So, and that's good because our battery's going low and you guys are getting tired of this video by now.
Exchange saloon and card room.
Saloon and card room. Well, you can't have a town of 3,000 people and only have one bar. In fact, I'm willing to bet there are more than two. Usually there's a bar for every 12 people. I made that number up, but tell me if I'm wrong. Oh, it's a goodly bar, though. You have the unfinished painting of George Washington and Abraham Lincoln on the walls. So that while you're getting stoned, drunk, whatever it is you call it, you're in good company. The Founding Fathers give you their approval. game room. Alright, I gotta add this here. The raw deal. It was in this building that my grandmother's, Janet Sherlock Smith, brother, George McComey, was shot and killed in a card game. A stranger, unbeknownst to George, had been hired by Nevada enemies to commit the crime. He enticed George into a card game, contrived accusations and dispute, and drawing his gun, he shot George. Right here in this room. Could it have been where those stains on the floor are? George, you in here, buddy? I heard the floor creak. Oh, I know what that was. Look. The Fred Flintstone car, minus the wheels. This is the Sherlock Barn, built in the 1890s. That name keeps coming up, Sherlock. I think they owned one half of this horse town. Well, there would have been a lot of horses back then.
What?
Hey, Gwen.
What?
We have the town to ourselves again. South Pass City is once again a quiet place. So here we have South Pass City. Now we didn't show you all of it because you have to come here yourself and see the rest of it. There's more to see here, and there's more stories to be told. Anyway, this is us saying thanks for watching Quiet Places with Marshall, and we hope you enjoyed South Pass City, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Thanks
sure?
for watching.
Did you enjoy it?
Yes.
Okay, good. South Pass, Wyoming was used not only by 500,000 Americans trying to get west on the Just turn off. So, Gwen,